Hello SourceFed Movie Club. This week's video was Vanilla Sky, starring Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz and Cameron Diaz. And my quickie review for this is it is a very, very good movie and you should definitely watch it, unless you're under the age of about 16 or so, about that sort of age. This is the second time I've watched this film. The first time I watched this film was when I was 14 and it was in English class and we did a piece of coursework on it. And although I don't have any evidence to back this up, I think my teacher must have skipped through a few scenes because there was definitely a few words and a few scenes that I don't think I would have been comfortable watching when I was 14. And definitely I remember being more confused when I watched it the first time. And that could be because the first time you watch it, it is very much, you find stuff out as you go. And the second time you watch it, you can see all of the underlying currents and really understand it. And yeah, this is my second time watching it, so I really got into all of the psychological stuff. I really got into the direction, and I got into all of the little clues that get scattered throughout the story about how it's going to end. So the first time you're watching it, you very much see the first layer, which is the character story, and on a very basic level, it's boy meets girl, and it's brilliantly acted by Tom Cruise and Penelope Cruz, who is gorgeous. She's just gorgeous in this film, and Tom Cruise, I usually don't like his work, but I really liked him in this. Cameron Diaz is also brilliant. She's completely crazy, but it works. And because they are such good actors in this, you are completely invested in their storyline. So all of the second layer stuff, all of the crazy plot line, all of the slightly insane things that go on in the story, they don't matter quite so much as long as you're focused on the main story, and they kind of work underneath it and they work very well together. And because it's the second time I watch it, you can kind of get into the third layer, which is all of the psychological stuff. There's a lot of stuff to do with getting what you want. Is that really worth it? Is getting your desires and the deepest desperation really a good thing, or should you perhaps have worse things and make do? There's always a flaw, and then there's a very kind of, lots of things about human nature, stuff to do with dreams. There's a lot of references to classical stories. There's a bit of Othello and Desdemona. There's a little bit of Sleeping Beauty references. Of course, there's a load of references to Kill a Mockingbird. And they're all very well put in, but they're very subtle, so that if you're watching it for the first time, you can really focus in on the story and get completely mind-fucked. But if you're watching it for the second time, you really get into the direction and how all these clues are scattered in, and get into the psychology of it all. But it's not distracting if it's the first time you're watching it. I really enjoyed this film. The acting, as I said, is brilliant. The direction and the editing works so well. The music in this is amazing. It really adds to each scene that it's in without distracting from what's actually going on. And it has a really unusual thing for me personally, because I studied it when I was 14. When I looked through it and I did all this scene, looking at each scene and looking at the direction, sometimes when you do that you lose the fun of the film. But because it is a really good film and it has been 6 years, watching it now I haven't lost any of the enjoyment from it. I don't think, ugh, work. I think this is a really good film. So, yes, I would recommend it to anyone, just as long as they are prepared for a bit of nudity and a bit of bad language and all that lot. But yeah, brilliant film, very much enjoyable. Sorry to editors, I don't have any editing software, so this is what you're going to get. And thank you. First movie club video. Bye guys.